G'day guys, SirPrawnAlot here with another video. Today I'm going to be looking at can you keep guppies with betta fish. As you can tell, I am pro guppy and betta fish. There's a lot of people out there that say it can't be done or it shouldn't be done. And I'm kind of here to say my point of view. I'm not saying this is always going to work 100%, but it has worked for me. And if you want to try it, go ahead, but these are some ways of avoiding any conflict between the betta and the guppies. So as you can see, I only have 4 guppies in here. I recently got them, and they're doing well. They haven't had babies yet or anything, but they also haven't had any injuries from the betta fish. So this is Simba here, my betta, and he's been doing well. He hasn't, been attacked or anything, and they don't fight for food. They're very tame when it comes to feeding them. They all wait up the top, and I haven't had any issues. So the first thing you want to do is obviously test out your betta, see if they're okay with other fish. So popping some fish in and just keeping an eye on them for a few days. Just watching what the betta does. If the betta chases them or reacts to them badly, then you may want to remove the fish and try again, or try it with a different fish. This betta has lived with neon tetras in this tank. It also lived in this big tank with the neon tetras and bristlenose and cories, and it did fine. It wasn't in a bad mood or anything like that, never attacked anything. It doesn't even harm the shrimp, so I feel like my betta is quite a nice, friendly betta, which is great. The other thing you want to do is make sure you have enough room. Don't try and put guppies and betta in a small, yay big tank or jar or anything like that. I personally don't think you should put bettas in a jar at all. But yeah, if you're planning on doing, bettas and guppies, avoid putting them in a small tank. This tank here, I think, is 10 gallons, or about 30 litres. So, from my personal experience, this works well. You could probably go down to 7 gallons, or 23 or litres, or a bit more than that. Any smaller, and I think the fish will just be unhappy because of the smaller space, and you also have issues with dirty water and having to change it quite often. As for babies and the betta, I haven't had babies like I said, but I'm sure if there were babies, the betta would eat them. I do believe guppy parents will even eat the baby sometimes, so you're best off, removing them if you do have them in with your betta. My plan is, if they get pregnant, to either move the female or just wait for the guppies to spawn and then take all the fry into a different tank. But obviously you also want to, make sure that little filter system there doesn't pull your babies down. So the betta I have is a crown tail, and this is probably one of the ones that I would think have the most issues with guppies, just because it has the flowing tail. Fish tend to nip at little flowing things that look like worms. That tail looks a lot like worms. But as you can see, there's no issues there, no scars or bites out of it or anything. Just a side note, this little nip kind of thing on the tail of this is not from the betta. That was there when I got the fish, and he was just like that, so yeah, that's not like a wound or anything. So yeah, I really think guppies and bettas are fine together. Like I said, a lot of testing. You may get a betta that just dislikes other fish, which is fine. You just, avoid putting fish in there. The other thing is lots of space to hide, like cover. I have lots of little crevices and stuff in the rocks, and also have the plants that they tend to go around. I also have a lot of lily pads and cover on the top. I think if you have too much light coming down on them, they get a bit stressed and they'll fight over hiding places if you don't have enough. So definitely invest in some more hiding places. When it comes to feeding, I like to feed the better food first. I just feed BioGold. Um, that's for the better, and sometimes the guppies might steal a little bit. That's alright though, because I sort of like put a little pile, say like up here, and then I'll put some flakes as well off to the side, which the guppies usually get. You could also probably put shrimp in. If your better's okay with guppies, it'll probably be okay with some shrimp. I haven't done that yet, just because I'm trying to get the parameters right. I don't know if I want to put cherries in here or blues, and see what happens. And yeah, making sure you have extra flow at the top as well is a good idea. I have a little bubbler which aerates the water a bit. That's just one of those things that you got to keep mindful if you don't have any like fast flowing water because of your betta. The guppies may need a bit more for aeration. So something like a sponge filter might be good, like that, or one of the smaller ones. If you're going for a smaller tank, or you know, a not so fancy looking tank, and you just want to keep them together. If you are having some issues with bettas and guppies, you may want to get guppies that look a little less fancy. Something like an Endler can do really well with bettas, just because they're not as fancy and vibrant and their tails aren't as big. The betta isn't going to, you know, get confused or territorial over the fact that it looks like another betta. But usually it's just because there's not enough space. The bigger the tank, the better. Like I said, in this big tank here, I put the betta in and it had no issues. It used to, you know, keep to itself a bit and, yeah, not fight anything or anything like that. So I do think guppies can be kept with bettas perfectly fine. Like I said, it's all about making sure you have the right betta, making sure, you know, your guppies are okay, there's hiding places, there's space. You could probably keep most fish together just, you know, after following those. Obviously things like cichlids and stuff can get quite territorial, so maybe don't try it with them necessarily. But obviously if you're, you know, comfortable testing that stuff and having a crack at it, go ahead. But yeah, I've had these for about 2 weeks now, and yeah, no issues, they're doing great. No babies yet, but hopefully we'll get some babies soon. Plants are growing like crazy. They're getting a little brown, so I may have to move some out. Bit of moss. And this banana lily has grown crazy up top, but the bottom is sadly dying a little, I think. So that's about it for this video. I hope you learned something. If you are thinking of keeping guppies with bettas, just yeah, watch those things, you know, space for the betta and the guppies, hiding places, you know, make sure they get the right food. You don't want to be putting in your, you know, specific betta food and then the guppies just eat it all up. And yeah, make sure, you know, take babies out and stuff so the betta doesn't eat it. So that's about it for today. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I have some more videos out soon. Please like, comment and subscribe. If you have, you know, an opposing opinion, or you think differently, or there's something that I said that just baffles you, let me know in the comments. I'm down to have a chat about it. I also now have Instagram account, so I'll link that in down below. If you have Instagram, go follow it. If not, don't worry about it. I just post a photo every now and then, and yeah, kind of updates every now and then. So that's it. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.